Hi guys. I'm alive. Okay, it's been a long time since I got to talk to you guys and I have a couple of updates. Um so I'm going to try to just get this out um and kind of bullet point it because right now, so all right, I left my program. It was not a good fit. And I am in transition now. I'm at Becky's house and will probably be moving into a much more suited program for me in Burlingame on Tuesday. Um, I feel too overwhelmed right now to communicate what I need to communicate, the update, and some other things individually at this time. But I am willing to have conversations about it and I hope to moving forward. But for now, I just wanted to bring this to all of you at once in this video because it's a huge priority to me to have these things communicated, even though I'm overwhelmed. So first of all, I just want to let you guys know that you've been in my heart every single day. Each individual one of you have been in my heart, and I just think about you guys all the time and have been hoping that you're doing great and have been having so many questions that I wanted to ask you, but just about what you're up to. Like, I know that you guys are all up to big things and there's so much happening right now. And so I've been struggling to stay focused on me and stay focused on what I'm committed to, which is really just taking this year for myself to like really develop and become more stable than I ever have been. And it's been hard for me to do that. It's not easy for me to just kind of go MIA because I really, really care about you guys so much and you're constantly on my mind. So I just want to let you guys know that. And then I wanted to let you guys know also that something that has been in, if not my number one thing I've been working on, it's up there really high, is creating boundaries in my life, working on having really, really fully empowered, transparent relationships in all areas of my life. Because it's something that I've really struggled with, and something that I've been dissatisfied with in my relationship with you guys is my communication and our communication collectively, and so I want to own my inability and unwillingness in the past to approach some of these things sooner and more clearly. And I want to apologize for any confusion or pain that you guys have gone through because I haven't been willing or able to confront the hard conversations. And I want to start doing that now more consistently, and eventually be totally communicative around everything that needs to be communicated on, and not have any more misunderstandings. So I want to set 5 key boundaries with you guys, and I recognize that I can't force you to respect them or comply, because everyone has their own boundaries, and sometimes two people's boundaries clash. But I also hope to find ways to work with each other's boundaries, and I think that a good place to start is just to know each other's truths, our like baseline truths. And so I want to communicate a few things to you guys today that I need in every relationship that I'm going to participate in my life. Um, and these are just some key ones that I think really especially apply between us that I haven't yet fully addressed. So the first one is that I go by the name Lake now, and I have talked with some of you guys about it. I've like indirectly talked about it to some of you guys, and it's just kind of a mess. And I'm sorry for that. And I've been afraid of your guys' reactions, and I'm choosing to stop trying to shoulder other people's reactions and stop trying to fix things that I can't fix, or predict or mind read what you guys are thinking, and just speak my truth and allow you guys to do with it what you will. So I go by the name Lake. I love the name Lake. I love the name Sherry. I do not invalidate all of the special memories that we have created together under my being named Sherry. I don't invalidate those for a second. They're all so important to me, and you are also important to me, and the relationship that you have had with me, I understand you've related to me as being Sherry, and that would be a really hard transition to just stop calling me that. And so I just want to validate any emotions that you might have around that: anger, fear, like abandonment, like whatever comes up for you is valid, and it exists simultaneously. That my truth is that the name Lake is more empowering to me, and I have chosen a difficult and non-traditional path of designing my own reality. And that has brought me to a lot of these changes that you're noticing in me, like my name change and my haircut. And like, it's just that, I really, really value my individuality above fitting in or going with the flow. And I'm just not willing to sacrifice any granule of empowerment to make things easier or less disruptive. I'm not willing. And that's a choice that I've made in my life, and I know that's not the same for everyone, but it's what I've chosen for me, and I feel great about it. And I've had to process a lot of emotion around it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have a lot of sad feelings about the name change and everything, but I believe it's a part of my higher truth than just what I'm used to and things like that. So, I don't respond to the name Sherry anymore. And it doesn't mean anything about you guys. It doesn't have to mean anything about our relationship. It's just something that I've chosen for myself. The second thing is just to touch on gender norms. So I have realized in this whole process of reform, I guess, and healing in my life, therapy, all of this, like coaching, I've realized that I've taken the opportunity to kind of dissect my automatic learned behaviors, all the ways that are normal, all traditions, all things that I do without really needing to think about it. They just are things that I do that I've either been conditioned to, or I've just always done them that way. I've decided to go in and like analyze that. It's just a personal choice I've made, and I've realized that some of them don't serve me, some of them don't empower me, some of them don't feel authentic. And something that I've realized is that my nature is a little bit more androgynous, meaning I feel masculine, I feel feminine, I feel like and this is often confused with like, oh, well, do you want to be a man then? No, I love being a woman. I am a woman. I have a vagina. That's what my body is like. And like, I'm a woman and I love that. And the way that I present myself doesn't have to be these normal, like, female stereotypes. So I feel comfortable wearing men's clothes sometimes. I feel comfortable wearing women's clothes sometimes. I feel comfortable wearing some makeup, some days more than others. I like having my hair short right now. I also love my long hair the way that it was, and sometimes I miss it. So it's like, I don't think that I need to be confined to something that our society says is fashionable for a woman. So I'm choosing a different way with that. It's not easy. I know that it can make people uncomfortable, and I'm choosing it anyway. Um, and I don't wear bras. Like that's very, very rare for me. And it's something that I believe is, it's no one else's choice. It's no one else's business. And a boundary that I'm setting is just to respect that that's for me to decide. And even though it can be confusing because our society is so kind of reliant on this separation between what men are like and what women are like, I get that can be confusing, but I believe that that's something for each individual to deal with their own emotions around that separately from me. And I'm going to deal with my emotions around it. And what I need is for everyone to work through their opinions and confusion and frustration around that. And just respect that I don't see it the same way that you might. So, and then the third thing is regarding family trips and holidays and things like that. I've decided that it's unnecessary added pressure for me to stay at the same home, at the family home, like under mom and dad's roof when I'm visiting moving forward. It brings me a lot of confusion. I feel like I kind of default into like old weird habits that aren't as healthy for me. Like even down to little things like I want to like stay up later or like not brush my teeth and just fall asleep watching TV, and like just because that's what I did as a teenager, and then going back to the same place with the same people can sometimes disrupt my new healthier patterns. And then also with like tensions around like house rules and just like being in a confined space can sometimes bring out like our more negative clashing sides, I think, and allow for less just raw, pure connection. So I'm choosing to stay elsewhere and also to travel separately on long trips as much as possible. And I think that for me, it's going to allow me to be closer and to have a better like friendship relationship with each of you. The other thing is communication. So two things that I need around communication from you guys and in all relationships in my life are that if you want to spend, if we're on the phone or physically together and you want to share something with me or do something with me that's going to take up significant energy or significant time, I need to be included in that decision to engage in that thing. Meaning, I need you to ask me before diving into the conversation or into whatever it is that you want to do. I need you to ask me, hey, I want to do this thing with you. Are you able to do that right now? Or are you down? Like, are you ready? Like, do you have the time? And the other thing is, if you want to talk about something that might be confronting, triggering, upsetting, scary, sad, if there's anything like that, I need a heads up. Like, hey, there's this thing that I want to talk to you about. Is now a good time? Are you in a space to receive this? And that's very, very, very key in all of my relationships. I need that in order to participate. And if that boundary isn't respected, then I'll need to just remove myself from the situation, because that's really key for my mental health and just my well-being and empowerment. And then the last thing that I wanted to bring up is about my love life, I guess. So I want to share with you guys that around 6 years ago, I realized that I was attracted to women, and I haven't really been super open about this until I started being more open about it about a year ago, because I know that that's just something kind of taboo in our family. It's something that I grew up thinking was really wrong, and I get it that that's like scary and weird for you guys, and or for a lot of you guys. And so I've just been kind of being avoidant, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to share my life closely with you guys, and I think that starts with just being really, really honest about where I'm at and who I am. And so I want to let you guys know that, yeah, like I did realize that. And then 2 years ago, I started actively like dating women, and I choose not to hide that. I'm very open about it now. It's something that makes me happy and feels fulfilling, and I hope to, have a female partner someday. And I'm not gonna hide that. And so, yeah, I want to share that with you. And so, yeah, you guys, that's all that I really but have for you guys right now. But I will be in contact more moving forward, because it looks like obviously there's changes in my living situation and my program situation. And I just want to say I miss you guys all. I really have been like longing for your presence, and even though it feels complicated, I I I really miss you guys, and I hope you're all doing amazing.